Yeah, so I don't really want to talk about the whole. I know the title says Charles Kirk, but I don't want to really talk about him. I want to talk about something else I think people should consider. Um, when deciding whether whether the government or companies should have more power, you have to think also about that each organization is made up of individuals, and the individuals and the group collectively make up determines how well the organization does. So people argue about all this stuff, but like you also have to remember it's like people too, and they forget that they never mention like that communism, democracy, monarchy. It's always they they seem to fail to mention that like the person makes like a huge impact on whether each system is successful. The people at the top, and at each layer, and Charles Kirk used to talk about politics all the time, but I think he kind of went into this kind of like mind. Him and like a lot of people online just go into the mindset of like, oh, uh, demo- government or big government or little government. It seems to be that's the main thing they focus on. They don't necessarily focus on the people, whether they're qualified, whether they have the proper training, uh, whether they're equipped, whether they believe in the culture. They have a cultural motivation, and there's like all kinds of factors that each person can have and each group can have that makes the organization successful. And in this case, the organization is the government or the company that replaces the government, uh, or where it's both, where you have like government and like cooperation with partners. It depends with the partnerships and all that, and how the partnerships are, the strength of the partnerships. Um, yeah, it just seems like when I remember seeing Charles Kirk debate these guys, also Milo Stephanopoulos, uh, which was also a good speaker. No, I thought Milo was much better than Charles Kirk. Uh, but I didn't listen to much Charles Kirk. I listened to Milo. Uh, even even though I support like state government, I think state government's pretty much good at the way it is. I think national government becomes too corrupt. Uh, I don't have much experience with national government, but I feel like state government is probably as much as it should get. Uh, that's just my hunch. I feel like uh, I don't like to say this, but if you have like a really government leader and he's so corrupt that someone's willing to sacrifice his life to kill him and go to jail, then a lot of times that government official, maybe he deserved it, maybe he didn't, but at least it keeps government officials on toes. And it's same thing with corporations that are local. It keeps them on toes to treat others with respect and dignity. There's an incentive, like some guy can just get mad and like go berserk. So I think that's okay. I wasn't going to say Charlie Kirk, but I guess I am, and this is where I'm talking about like with this guy. Uh, and I think it's mostly because of the war. I mean, someone went berserk on him, because of the war, and there's also like people who believe in us in a global community, and they sometimes take out things on the global stage. Uh, I didn't think it would ever happen. Like I always thought people were could would only regulate on a statewide level, but this guy's an example of like yeah, they're taking action on a for global causes. I guess it's not global. It's not. It's national. It's both global and national because we're being affected directly by our taxpayer money. It's being used up, and like a lot of people looking at it. Uh, this is why I don't watch the news. I think it's just very toxic. I don't even watch local news because a lot of the stuff they say isn't really stuff relevant to my life. It's occasionally there is some cool things like local venues, and they don't even do local venues. It's a pity. Like they do local fairs. Like if there's like a fair, but they usually I don't know. They say like tons of stuff about like this high school there, this police officer there, this crime. It's all like all these things that aren't really aware like related to what anything I can work on. I can't work on anything that they say. So it's better off I just search for local stuff on my own, or talk to people around to see what's going on. And where was I getting off? What does this have to do with the original thing? Yeah, basically, I don't watch the news. I think like uh, watching news about the war all the time is just not gonna help me with my life. I don't have control over it. Uh, so there's just no point. I know my life. I mean, I feel like my life is already hard enough. I think adding the news is just gonna make it much worse. Level of anxiety and agitation. Uh, I can't say I felt peace, but uh, I have. I was just imagining if I had what the issues I was having with now with the news added on top, it would just be too annoying. It would be really frustrated. That's why I actually like thinking this is why I like before when you think about the new before when I thought about the news I used to get bummed out. Now I think about the news, I'm like, man, thank goodness I'm not paying attention to this because my life is so much better. It could be so much worse if I did pay attention to this. And I got worse stuff to worry about. Like I got to get a haircut. I got to get a haircut, man. Like I'm balding, and and I don't even know like if I have a debate like whether balding is bad or not. Like it seems like when people notice that I'm bald, it seems like they treat me better than when I had hair. It's like they become less intimidated by me. So, but obviously I don't like the idea of them looking worse. But I guess it's to their perspective it's better because they feel less intimidated. You know, because I have like broad shoulders, I guess, or something. I look big. Even though I'm not gonna be doing upper body anymore because I don't have an elliptical, and I don't wanna. I don't know. Man, this is a long. This is just some rant. I'm not used to doing this. I figured I'd do some video just to be trendy and like get more views, but this is like a repetition of some stuff. But I don't want to get like I'm really concerned about veins, man. And I wish someone on here would get really passionate about it and do research on it. Uh, because I don't know, like what can you do to make sure your veins are healthy, that they're organized, that they go in the right straights. I mean, I know they're all curvy and stuff, but I think they're optimally would be better if they were straight, like robots would be. Uh, I can't say for sure. I'm not a cardiologist, and even cardiologists, I don't know if they study it this much. I know. I think it's like beauty. I think it's people who study. I forgot who studies the skin, but I think someone should definitely develop. I think they already are like 3D printed veins, but they need to be more mapped to like your body and stuff. And go ahead and 3D print like a person, you know, a human body. That's what we need to prolong life. And then there's yeah. I know there's this one person. She looks like a. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. It's rude. Um, but she makes all these like really interesting videos. I don't know. What was she mentioning? I think she was mentioning about printing the whole through the whole body. There's some interesting people on YouTube.